Well, hello and welcome to the Doodling channel. This is Oliver coming to you from the beautiful seaside town of Youghal over here in Ireland. And today we're doing a little bit of line art, and I've prepared this beforehand, so I'm just putting in the diagonals now. The width of the square was just short of 10 centimeters, I think it was 9.8, but I designed it in a way so that the diagonals would be an even number of centimeters. In this case it turned out to be 7. Oh, and be sure and pull out your own pen and paper and pen there and follow along. I won't be going fast. I'm going to take it easy and just relax and try and enjoy it and get into the Zen mode, okay? Excuse me. Now what I want to do, where's the pencil? What I want to do is now divide these at every half centimetre. Now, probably takes a little bit of time to do this, but sure, that's what it's all about. We're going to just take our time and work our way through it and relax as we go. And don't pay too much attention to what's going on in the outside world. It'll be there when we're finished. There's no need to worry about that end of it. I like to start off with the pencil here because I'm an awful man for making mistakes. That's no lie at all. So maybe I should stop talking and concentrate a little bit more on what I'm doing. That's the last one there. Okay, just 2 more to do. It doesn't take too long at all. Let's just relax. Now, one thing I used to have when I was doing these is putting on a little bit of music, which I found used to help me as well. But YouTube is not too keen on me putting up any music that might be termed a copyright violation, so I can't do that. And right, last one. Sure. When you think about it, it didn't take too long at all. I may be going overboard trying to line all these up. I've often done this one actually where I do it by eye, and I find that much more relaxing actually than doing it this way with the ruler. But for a lot of beginners, they don't have the confidence of drawing straight lines, and the ruler kind of helps. So I'll try and keep this so that the camera can see it as well. Where's my pen? Right, it's what I'm using here is a 0.1. The important thing is that, more important than on the right, is that the one that's going into the center where they all meet together, you need to have that as accurate as you possibly can, because that's where the effect really comes about. Now I have a feeling in post I will speed up a lot of this for you. Maybe I'll just do the first 1 or 2 at normal speed, and after that, once you know how to do one, you can do them all really after that. So that is if you don't want to be watching this for the rest of your life. Because your lives are probably a lot more interesting than my lives are. Although as you get older, you know, things become a lot clearer. You don't get worried by an awful lot of things that used to worry you when you were young. You know, just get on with life. Live and let live is something that I'm a great believer in. And drawing straight lines is another thing I'm a great believer in. Apart from that, I don't really believe in very much now, do I? Well, sure, life is for the living. Get out there and put yourself out and take care of each other, I suppose, is a very important thing. Don't be selfish. Think about other people all the time. As one person said to me, if you feel life is hard for you, then think for a minute and try and list on 5 fingers 5 people are worse off than you. And if you can't, you're probably lying to yourself. Because no matter how badly off you are, there are other people who are a lot worse off. Okay, I'll stay quiet and just concentrate on these lines. Now, as you come towards the end, one of the problems is trying to force yourself not to go fast. That's actually very, very important. Just don't fall into the temptation of just rushing, because it's very easy to destroy it now at this stage. You can see that we've got, there's a good impression here of three-dimensionality, if we call it that. That's a square in the middle. It seems to be high on the outside. And then it's sort of dropping down into a point like a well in the middle. And we're on the last two now at this stage. And I can tell you, for me, I have to blink every now and then. My eyes seem to be going cross-eyed, and now it's probably because I've only got sight in one eye. But it'd be interesting to see if it happens to other people as well. I got that one wrong. It's alright, I'll cover it up later. Nobody noticed that. Yeah, take your time. Don't rush any of this, because look, we're very, very near the end, and it'd be an awful pity to, as I said, you can always cover things up. Just go over it there. Nobody noticed. Probably got another one. And this is the last one this side. Sorry, I'm muttering to myself as I always do, and there's just one more left. Before, just think about it. I find it better to try and reposition, and I have to keep looking at the camera to make sure that it's still in shot. Reposition it to wherever it is easier for you to draw the line, because you'll be doing this for quite a long time, and I find that my thumb and first finger can sometimes get a little bit tired of this, which is another actually a good reason for using the ruler, because it forces the hand to relax while you're then changing and trying to line up a ruler. Whereas if you do this totally freehand, I find my fingers cramp up very, very quickly. Now, for a lot of you, this should be sufficient. Just when we finish this, which won't be long, I've just got another 7 to do. And if that's where you want to finish, fair enough, finish up there. And just look at this. It's a square within a square. So you can extend this by putting another square outside of these two, and just continuing on in the same vein. You can let it grow to any size that you want. And it does become interesting. You really do become cross-eyed after a while to looking at this. Oh, I have to keep blinking my eyes. There, oh, the last one now. That's it. And look, some of you might want to stop here, in which case, that's fair enough. Okay, that's it. Right, for those of you who decided to go on, this is the blackening in, and you have to blacken in every second one. Now I'm trying the pen here, but I think it's a bit thick. Not really happy with that. Oh, this is my first time to use the brush pen like this. It certainly colours it in a lot faster than just using a pen, and that's what I wanted to do, rather than have you waiting forever as I fill this in. Sorry, I'm wondering. It's very hard to control it there down at the very bottom, so I'm not sure. Oh, where is it? Yeah, I think I will try. At least it's the same colour. I was afraid the pen might be a different colour, but at least they're the same colour. That's good. I might just use the pen for the edges. Yeah, it's covering in nicely, but it'll take forever, I think, you know. But I think that's the only way to do it. Now you'd probably be able to use a brush pen much better than I can. You'd be able to control it, you'd be able to see what's going on. But I find the distance here is so small that I can't really see it down at the bottom. So I think I will have to do it all with the pen, do the edges first. And the other thing you have to be very careful about here is that you keep an eye on which ones are supposed to be blackened and which ones are supposed to be left white. So this phase now, I can tell you, is going to require a huge amount of concentration. So what I'm just trying to do is colour the outlines and finish off the other ones on this side. And if I do decide to go on the pen, I think the only thing to do is, you know, speed this up 15 times or even 30 times, or you'll be looking at this forever. Look, it is a simple thing to do. It's just a question of taking your time and making sure that you concentrate all the time. In fact, I'm beginning to think that this might not be the best one for a Zen, because with Zen you can just go into your own world and you could forget what you're doing. So be interesting to see how it'll turn out for me. Well, for those of you who are still, excuse me, I need a cup of tea, do you know that? Where's the other file? There we go. Brush might be a help. Here it is, actually. I think the idea with the brush is to use it in their correct places, and can't use it too much. I think I will use the pen most of the way. What I'm using here is a 0.1 to get down into the small, sorry, I'm muttering again, to the small parts down at the end, and I am just guessing. I can't see the lines down there at all. I am really guessing as to where. I'm hoping that the pen is going in the right place, and I'm also trying to hold it so that I don't block the view from yourselves. Hope you're doing better than I am, and you can actually get the pen in there in the right place. It's all about trying to, it's like a production line, isn't it? So now that I've got the eye in, shall we say, for these small bits, what I'm going to do is just ink in those ones, you know, making sure to skip every second one and tighten up there. That way I might be able to not make the mistake of putting ink into one of these rays that I shouldn't be inking in. And look, you do it your own way, basically. I find on long pieces, and this piece is probably going to take about an hour, I'll do a certain amount like a production line, because I know this is what I have to do here, just keep on doing it. And if I wasn't doing it as a video, I'd be in my own zone space at this stage and just doing something that is familiar and keep on doing it. And well, I will keep going. Look. Sorry. Every now and then I have to think, where is it supposed to go? And it will continue. Yeah, I think I'll keep this way. That way I should be able to at least get the bottom of them in, ink them in properly. And then what I'm thinking of doing is I'll then go to the other end of these rays and ink those in. I'm going to do it in phases. And this is what long have we been at it now? 20 minutes or so? Yeah, about 20 minutes. I reckon there's about another. Sorry, I have to move things with my foot, they're in the way there. I'm not halfway through yet. The easiest part, actually, or the bit that took the least amount of time is the putting in the actual lines. This bit takes a lot longer, and if you have the patience and if your eyesight is good enough for this fine detail down there, then I think it would be a nice exercise in Zen. I'm finding my eyes are getting tired. I'm squinting a little bit, even with the glasses and the lights I've got. Where are we there? I've actually got 4 lights on here onto the paper, trying to get a good view of it. Tell me, firstly, for those of you who are still here, thank you. Thank you very much for staying. It's like being on a radio show, isn't it? Radio. We had our own, what would you call it, illegal radio system back in the 1970s, called Radio Give a Damn. And you'd be taught at sort of 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, putting on music and talking to yourself and wondering, is there anybody out there, or has everybody gone to bed? And am I just talking to myself? And sometimes I feel like that here doing these, that I could be talking to myself. But there's nothing wrong with that, because that's the first reason you do this, is not to get a whole load of subscribers and all the rest of views and things like that. It's just something I like doing. And in many ways, having the channel gives me an extra, impetus to go and do it, to try and get out one. I'll continue the bottom, since I'm used to doing the bottom, although I'm finding these seem to be a little bit, they should be the same as the other ones, but it seems so much thinner actually when going in here. I'm, definitely just guessing along there, getting the right one. What was I talking about? Oh yes. Community radio and things like that. But on this one, that's it. Like, I could be talking to myself here. It could turn out that nobody in YouTube land will actually see this video, and that's okay, because it is just me doing what I want to do anyway. If it helps other people, well, is that brilliant? If it'll encourage somebody else to do this mindless stuff that helps calm the brain. When do I do it? Well, do you know what? If we're all the same, we get into stupid, ridiculous arguments for no reason at all when you think about it. And actually, when you do think back about it, you say how meaningless and how petty that was. And I've started, where am I going to? There. Just do some of the top now, I think. I'm doing the top because it's something different. It's, my eyes are tired down there in that very fine place. So this is nice and big. And that's why I'm just putting a little bit of black on the ray that's going to be totally black. The other reason I'm doing this is because I can now move a little bit faster. It's not as tight what I'm doing, and I think that's important when you're doing it, is change what you're doing to give the fingers and the brain a chance to relax, so that it stops being a particular job. It is now something nice to do. We're just doing a bit of inking, and I actually like doing this. Look, if you didn't like doing this, you wouldn't be looking at these videos. If you're looking at these videos. Alright. I'll have to stop laughing. So I'm going to stay quiet for a while. I'm sure I'll have a backing music, and you can just listen to the music there, alright. And do your own thing. I'm sure I'll have another chat when I feel like having a little bit of a chat. I'll have a chat. Okay, not that one. And I'm kind of hoping that when I come to the end, I'm not going to have 2 blacks side by side. No, I can't have them because I've already done the bottom, and there were no 2 blacks at the end, unless I make a mistake, which is always possible. We're only human. What was I saying about doing this? Oh yeah, you know, when you've gotten into an argument or something, and you want to go, you know, you really, you know, the way I mean, take out a pen and paper, start scribbling, start doodling, take out a compass. Don't kill yourself with a compass now, but do something like that. It calms the beast within. Doesn't that sound great? But that's what it does. I find it. I did suffer from depression a good few years ago, and I didn't realise that is what it was at the time. And I was at my wit's end trying to work out what was wrong with me. And I found if I could do anything to distract the brain, I could eventually snap out of it. That's really what this is doing. You want to get the brain to stop thinking about those dark thoughts, whatever it might have brought them on, or negative thoughts, and get into the zone here of, as I am doing at the moment, all I'm doing is pen and ink. I'm doing something mindless when you think about it. It's definitely not rocket science. I wonder would Elon Musk start doing a bit of pen and inking now, in between SpaceX launches, or what does he do? I don't know. I'm not on X or Twitter. I don't agree with that platform, so I can't really ask him, I suppose. If that's something I'm missing out on, sure. Such is life, but I think I'm getting on just as well without it. Actually, you might think there when I'm looking at the pen that the pen is going very fast. It is actually. This is the bit that I like, you know, just getting it in there. And sometimes I wonder, am I going to break through the paper with this quick? It's mesmerising. Do you know that? It is actually mesmerising as I go along with it. But I'm enjoying it, and I hope somebody is following on. Maybe not this exact one, but something like it. And, you know, maybe you're not using pen and ink. Maybe you are much more adept or adroit with the brush pen. That'd be nice. And you use the brush pen. If you do, let me know. Or let me know how you get on with these things. Do they help you? And I know that you probably can't see what I'm doing now, but the fact that I can keep my head out is a lot. It's a way I have a little bit of difficulty doing these, because I have to cran my neck over to the other side so that it doesn't cast a shadow. Then why am I telling you about that? Maybe I should cast a shadow. And you say, what's that coming in there? I'm tired. Every time I finish one block and start on the next block, I think, I'm coming to the end. But I'm not, you know. I still have all the bits down at the bottom where my eyes are going cross-eyed trying to do them. I'm not putting in the tops now at the moment, because I'm letting my hand continue up and down motion, not changing into the crossways as well, because I think I have a better chance of sticking within the lines. Reminds me of primary school, where you had to write between the lines and all your colouring had to be between the lines. So I suppose that's something I learned at school in my ill-gotten youth. Stick in the top parts. This is, in some ways, it's a little bit easier. As I said before, it's all about production line, but also a production line where you change what you're doing so that brain and hand can change. My hand's getting a bit tired now, by the way. That's I can take a breath now. That's where? I'm just doing this one because I feel I should try and finish this one off. No, that's not the reason why. The reason why is because I just couldn't face the thought of doing the thin ones in the corners. Do you ever get the feeling that you might have bitten off more than you can chew? That this might be a bridge too far? I'm not quite there yet, but I am thinking that it's going to be long. And should I stop and go back again? But then again, that's not really fair. Got a bit of a crick in my neck now. That's the... yeah, that's... I thought I was in the wrong one there for a minute. But that is correct. Yeah, I'm just doing one side of the raise now. If I can get all the way into it without making a mess, I'd be quite happy, and then just come up to the side. You know what? I think I've got a nice stroke now down in the little pointed ends. I'm just going a little bit lighter as I go down there, so that if I do fall off the line or fall off the wagon, it's not as noticeable, and it does seem to fill it up a bit nicer. Yeah, I find if I try to be too accurate, I become less accurate. You're better just to try and get a bit of fluidity into your motion. That's it. See, just flicks in there make a difference. So it's not perfect. Then what has to be perfect? Just try and keep within the line. That's not too bad. Now, I'm not going to fill it all in. I'm just making the lines a little bit thicker so that I can use the pen. And maybe what I should have done is I should have used a 0.8 or even a 1.0 pen when I was drawing these with ruler. I think that's the mistake I made. Or even a big one if I had a 1.2. Then I wouldn't need to be doing all of this, so mistake on my part. But you live and learn. No matter how old you are, there's always something to learn, and I'm old enough, I can tell you. Although I remember a favourite cousin of mine, she used to come down and visit me there a while ago, a good few years ago, and a lot younger than me she is, way younger. She's oh god, 12, 13 years younger anyway. She gave me a little sign to hang up, which is actually, there's a lot of truth in it, and it says that old age is 15 years older than I am, and I found that to be true. I think she gave me that when I was about late 40s, and I was thinking anybody in their 60s is ancient. Now I'm in my 70s and I'm thinking anybody in their 80s is ancient. I think that's the way it goes until the Grim Reaper comes. You always look upon other people about 15 years older. They're old. I'm young. Oh Jesus, I'm only 71 for God's sake. I'm a young lad. Or am I 72? Got too old to try and work it out anymore. When I'm doing this, I've got the curtains drawn, but I can feel the heat coming through the curtains. I keep the curtains closed, otherwise it makes a mess of the lighting for what I'm doing. But I think the summer is coming. It has been the wettest winter we have had. Heard an interview this morning with some farmers who sow crops, and their earlies they couldn't get them in the ground at all. So most farmers have got nothing in the ground. They should have, in March they should have been doing it, and sure, like potatoes should have been in the ground then. what's it now? It's where are we now? April, and 22nd of April, and they haven't planted anything yet. So they're over a month behind. And what they're really worried about now is if we have a dry spell, if it's a really strong dry spell, well then what they put in to plant, unless it has been genetically modified to withstand a drought, sure, they could die in the ground, and they'd be in the worst situation ever. And sure, that's why the veg are getting expensive. I was actually shopping this morning, and there wasn't one parsnip to be found anywhere. And the carrots were, I'd say, carrots that would have been rejected a year ago. A lot of them had damage from carrot fly on them. They're still more than edible, but the reason I'm saying it is because they are as expensive as what used to be grade 1 carrots. Just hard to get them. Get tired. And my eyes are finding it hard to see the bottom there. See, when I turn it around, I suppose the muscle memory in the eyes gets interrupted or something, yeah. And my hands are cramping up a little bit. But if I can get this one done, I feel good. This will be the last of the edges finished. And hallelujah, hallelujah, I'll be able to use the brush. And sorry if I'm mumbling all the way through here. It's I said I'm probably mumbling to myself, nobody's listening. Oh, somebody trawling through YouTube in 500 years' time will be looking at this video saying, good God, what did they look at? Had they nothing better to do with their lives? And the answer to that is no. Because this is important, just being able to relax. Something that we've actually forgotten how to do. Like, I live by the sea. I'll be going down for a swim now later on. And many people just go down and stop, look at the waves, see how they form. In fact, one of the nicest sketches I've done, and the lovely pencil sketch of waves, I've done, from imagination. And once you understand how waves form and how the light that we see as waves gets generated, took a break there, so look, you take a break now. You should have had myself a little bit of a stretch. When I saw I'd forgotten all about the centre part. I thought I was finished, and then I saw that and it depressed me. So where am I going? Yeah. Shouldn't be, hopefully it won't be too long, because I've already done the what would you call it? Oh, I'm asleep. What was I talking about? Yes, the bit there, the pointy end. The pointy end is, I've already done that, and I've given my fingers a good massage. I've walked around and stretched, and I've had myself a cup of warm water. That to me, I like that, and feeling a lot better now, feeling refreshed. So. We're on the home run now, aren't we? And as I said, if you haven't taken a break, do. It's useless forcing yourself to get this finished, because you won't enjoy it. And I feel very much refreshed now. I feel like I could take on the world. Absolutely. What was I talking about beforehand? Waves, wasn't it? That's right. Now that sketch that I did, I really love that sketch. It took me, I suppose, the best part of 3 or 4 months just going down to the seashore, watching waves, sitting there on benches, taking photographs, and seeing how the what we call the shades and the shadows were created. Also, how the wave gets created, how it pulls water back into itself, and you sort of draw or sketch the wave in negative more than sketching the wave. You're sketching the effects of the water being pulled back and the couple mononon, as they used to call them in Ireland, the white horses as they fall over the top, and how they form and how they ripple along the top of the wave, the crest. And then I started doing buildings here in Youghal, historical buildings, and learned a lot about them. Learned a lot about how to make marks to represent different things, like whether you're representing stonework, how the shadows will affect it, and what's the most important part? Is it the mortar between the stonework? In some buildings, that's what you really see, although you think you're looking at the stone. It's actually the mortar that highlights the stone. And I found that since I started sketching and drawing and doodling, I've become a lot more knowledgeable is not the word, no, that isn't. Observant. I'm sure you found it yourself. You become more observant of things. And I read something there somewhere about one of the key things of keeping your brain active is don't be walking with your head bowed down looking at the ground. I know when I was depressed, that's what all I was doing. I was just so couldn't live with myself really. And so it's important to walk with your head held high. And what this said was, use your eyes to scan the locality, and don't let your eye drop on any one thing for more than a second. No, you'll tire out very quickly. But even if you're only doing that for 2 or 3 minutes, try it. The amount of things that you observe that you had never observed before, even if you've been walking the same route for years. I've found that now. Do you know what, actually, chatting to yourselves is helping the time go much, 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 much faster. Okay, I'm no longer zenning. Well, I probably am in some ways, but not really. It's just nice to have a chat. Here in Ireland, we love to have a cup of tea and a chat. That's what I love anyway. I used to love calling into neighbours when I lived in West Cork. I'm over in East Cork now, so I don't have people that I know long enough to be able to just drop into their house and stick the kettle on and have a cup of tea and a bit of a natter. But that'll all come in time. There are other things that I have here that I didn't have in West Cork, and one of those is the sea. The sea is Scaragyan Muckri. Lovely song by the Dubliners. I forgot the tops. You have to do the tops now. Oh no, they're mostly done. And I'm not nearly finished. I'm nearly finished this part of it. And I wonder, could I just switch over now to brush, or is it still a little bit pointed there at the bottom? I think it might be. Oh yeah. I thought I only had 1 or 2. I don't have to go back the whole way again. Oh dear. I thought my hand was grand there, not cramping up, but it comes back fairly quickly. There's no easy way out of it. The things you suffer for your art, isn't that right? Might suffer, but still it is most enjoyable. My goal actually now is, and now I'm not really timing myself, but what am I at? I'm about 45 minutes now, yeah. I'd love to get this finished within the hour. Why, you might ask, but I want to get it finished within the hour. Well, one, because the tide is coming in 2 hours. And that's pretty important. Although it's not too bad at the moment. The water is very, very calm. It was wild there for a couple of weeks, and at full tide it would often knock you off your standing. The waves were just so strong. But now it's very calm. Very, very calm. Do you know what? We're never satisfied. When it's too strong, we're saying, oh, the waves are too strong. But one of the great things about having strong waves is you get wet. You get wet very quickly. There's no problem going in and getting wet, no matter what the temperature is. Without the waves, it takes a bit of the enjoyment out of it. You know, in the surf. It's great being in the surf. Although as summer comes now, I'll want more to actually swim rather than just play in the surf. And to swim along. Yeah, waves can knock you back a bit. It takes a lot more energy. And I don't really have all that energy anymore. Yeah, we're not too far away. Look, if you've all gone to bed, that's alright. I'll stick with this. Do you know what would be nice if you send me a comment and tell me, did you manage to do it in a much easier way than this stupid thing that I'm doing? Seems to be going on. Do you know what? I'm sort of afraid of pulling out the brush in case I have to put it back in again. I'm just making sure here that there's well-defined top and bottom, so I'm not going to put ink into places where it's not supposed to be. Oh, I forgot about doing those things, yeah. There's always a bit that you forget. No, your mind has already decided you're finished. Nah, you're not. There's always bits more to be done. I think I've got more to do over there in the top left as well. Stop looking at that, concentrate on what you're looking at now. Yeah, I definitely should have used a bigger pen. Also, these pens seem to last forever. There must be tons of ink in them. You know, not like printer cartridges. Have you ever opened a printer cartridge? You know, these inkjet printers. What's the one that I have here? Canon? I think HP are the same. Did you ever open one? There's nothing in them. It's air. You're spending most of your money on a load of air. No wonder they don't last. It's disgraceful. In fact, most of the space is taken up by a sponge. I think it's time, do you know that? It's time to do it. It's not too bad, do you know that? Hey, this is going on nicely. Ah, yeah. The little flicks, I think that's the way to do it. Don't put pressure on it. It's, you know, it's like paint. I was going to say like painting. It is painting. It's a brush. But just keep the pressure off the tip. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do the back. I might have to switch around. I'll just do one side. Oh, geez, this is like a sprint finish on a marathon. Do you know that? Nearly hit the paper there. There we go. I'm trying to do it all. It's not working. It's very tight here actually. It's not it seems a bit big for me. Yeah, don't like that. That's not really nice. I know I'm going to go over the lines and make a mess of it. know why, but they seem to be a lot narrower than on the other side. Okay. Whew, right. Not sure if I'll go back to doing them and just do one side at a time and then go back to it, because this feels a lot less stressful actually, this one. And we're getting there fast. Oh, we still have the middle ones to do. What are we at now? Over 50 minutes. Well, will we get it done in 10 minutes? No, I don't think so. How am I going to get here? Yeah. Do you know what? If I just say nothing, you might think I'm brilliant and I'm not nervous. Half the time I'm guessing, I'm thinking if I can just get the right stroke and the right rhythm, that it'll just fit in nicely, and it's sort of working now. Seems to be more into my stride. I've got good control of the tip, so that's all I'm going to use, is just a tip and just get through it quickly. In a nice rhythm. Yeah. And back into production mode. We'll just keep going the same way now. And sure, we're motoring along now. As they used to say back in the 70s, we're sucking diesel. Don't do too much. Tell me, any of you using electric vehicles, EVs? I picked up a second-hand one there in January. The prices were fairly well low at the time, and that's how I could afford it. I think I might have mentioned this before. If I did, sorry for boring you. And I have a smart meter here on the electricity, and I opted for free electricity on Saturdays. So I charged up on Saturdays, and there's enough power then to do me for the rest of the week, so I don't pay a penny to run my electric car. Small car, Renault Zoe. Now, into the center. Just keep going. No, I just need to. They just appear to be thinner than the other ones. I know they can't be, they shouldn't be, they should be the same size everywhere, but they just appear as if I need to I don't know, maybe I'm just losing confidence or something. But I feel happier going back to the pen. I'm just filling this in a bit. By the way, I'm using a 0.8 here. And that is, I certainly should have used a thicker pen at the start. 0.1 was ridiculous. So, sorry about that, this is taking forever, but we get there, don't worry. I should say, if you if you like what I'm doing, or if you have an interest in what I'm doing, be sure and subscribe, click the bell, and then you'll know automatically when the next one comes out, whatever it might be about. Not sure what it'd be. Actually, I have a few ideas on LineArt again, but I'm also kind of missing the neurographic art. Really enjoyed that. I actually feel like doing a bit of scribbling as well. I love this that little mark making is, filling in little bits with a pen. Oh, what was I talking about? Subscribe, thumbs up, comments. Oh yes, I've had a couple of nice comments there, and I'll give a shout out to them now in the next video. I just don't have the notes here with me. I can use the pen now. Yeah, put in comments. Let me know how you're doing. Ask me questions. Give me answers. Tell me what you like, what you don't like. I'm thinking of just using shorts now as a type of a trailer rather than anything else. So I'm saying, here's a short, have a look at it. If you like this, well then you can click on the short and it'll bring you over to the full video, like this one here. And I do feel like I'm coming to the end. And I'm, I don't know what the time is. It's nearly a minute anyway, isn't it? What do I make it? Don't rush, don't rush. Keep going. What does it say? I've nothing else to say. I mentioned there about subscribing and all the rest of it. Lovely having you here. If you're still watching, I am amazed and I am delighted that you are. And I hope you found a bit of peace and quiet and relaxation in doing it. And a bit of enjoyment. But that's me now. Yep. And that has been finished, and I think we're just within the hour, so slán tamil till we meet again.